Welcome back. We are 1 month in.
Whoop, whoop.
And there's finally been some changes. So we are going to go over the changes today. We're going to go over a little bit of nutrition. And yeah, I think those are the big two things. So go ahead. What are your big changes?
My big changes. So week 3, at the end of week 3, my waist went down a whole inch, which is super big win for me. And then at the end of this week, week 4, I maintained that 1 inch down, which is great. So I'm not getting any spillover in this lean growth phase. So big win for me. And also I feel like my hamstrings and gluteus area is developing. So super excited about that. And my strength is actively climbing.
And on my end, so my calories were bumped up to 3,200. And if you remember, from baseline to the first week, I dropped 1.5 pounds. And then over the next 2 weeks, I got back to that baseline of 183.5. But my body fat's come down slightly. And then my waist hasn't moved. So that's good. I have an increased waist size. My shoulders and my chest measurements, and I think even my arm measurements a little bit. But mainly those two big ones, shoulder and chest size, has gone up. So hopefully we'll see some more scale changes. I'm itching to see it go up. Kept us at calories the same. It wants us to do what mine said 10 to 21 days at the current calories to see if it needs to adjust it at all. It doesn't want to push them up too quick and then have fat spill over. So
yeah, for me, it's when I start stalling for about 2 weeks, it will start pushing me.
Okay, on to some of the nutrition side. My biggest savior has been cereal. It actually told me where I am in the lean bulk. I need to semi-watch what I'm eating, obviously not going crazy, but as long as it's in my macros. So I struggled with the carbs. It wanted me having, I think most days, like 250 to 270 grams of carbs before I go to the gym. 450 grams total for the day on my training days, and I was struggling. So Rice Krispies have been a staple in my breakfast. I throw a banana in it and then just some Fairlife milk, and that helps me get a quick 100 grams of carbs. It is a lot of cereal, but that's kind of my saving grace right now for those. Fats have been a little bit of a struggle to stay under. It made me realize that I was eating way more fats and less carbs on a normal basis. So just being aware of that change. Yeah, what about you on nutrition side?
I feel like the weird thing for me is I thought I would have more cravings for things, but also when I get my mindset on something, I usually just go all in. So I feel like I'm fueling for performance and for recovery rather than like things that I would want to eat. But it's been really easy for me, luckily. I pretty much am always dead on my calories, my macros, everything like that. Some of my favorites are Jerel makes a mean Kodiak muffin, a breakfast muffin. And so in the morning, it's nice to just get those 2 quick things in, and it's not heavy on your guts when you're trying to get a lift in, which I love. It's kind of nice over like the Kodiak oatmeal, for example. Feels just a lot less filling, and then you have plenty of carbs and protein to fuel your workout. Fats are probably my same. Those are hard to keep low, honestly, especially when you have higher carbs. But other than that, I don't feel like anything's been too complicated yet, but I also haven't seen any calorie raises yet. So far, so good, but I think I will struggle when I have to go into a small deficit from here and there to like keep my waist tight. That's going to be rough.
Well, that's been the fun part. Honestly, I've enjoyed finding alternatives to either fill the calories or the cravings, because I've had some cravings. And so we'll share with you a breakdown of a burrito that we made that was pretty good, and then our Ninja Creamy. So if we have a sweet tooth craving, we just have a protein kind of ice cream that we do in our Ninja Creamy. So we'll share those two with you today, and then we'll have to get one put together for the Kodiak muffins if anyone's interested in that.
Yes. Another thing we wanted to touch on was things that we do for recovery. My favorite recovery thing by far is our now Sunday on our rest day. We went to a business called Sweat House. It's in Farmington, Utah. It's incredible. Best experience of my life. We obviously walked out members after our first session and plan to do it every Sunday. But initially, it is an infrared sauna, and then you have the vitamin C shower and a cold plunge. And this sissy thought that she was not getting in the cold plunge, and I did it, and I did it for 5 minutes. So I'm proud of myself, and we'll see if I can handle a second round next time.
Yeah, I was surprised because whenever I've been to events that have cold plunges, she is nowhere to be found when we get to that point. So I was proud even when she put her foot in. She freaked out a little bit and she's like, nope, nope. And I'm like, you can do it. So pushed her through it. And yeah, then as soon as she got in, she handled it like a champ and did a full 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to throw that in on one of our rest days, just to have that relaxation. And I'm not super in depth on all the benefits, but I know that there is a ton with the red light saunas or the infrared saunas, and then the cold plunges. So outside of that, we don't do it enough either, but we have a guy we go to that does structural alignment, so more of that deep tissue, getting kinks, knots out, things like that. So we try to get into him every couple months.
Shout out David.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's amazing, literally amazing.
All right, my ninjas, this recipe, as promised, you're going to take 1 cup of your chocolate Fairlife,
which is probably the perfect single serving amount to not overwhelm yourself with too much of this ice cream.
Definitely. Then you're going to take a 1/2 tablespoon of your sugar-free chocolate pudding.
I could be wrong, but I think that this just helps with the thickness of it, where this is a low-fat milk.
Yeah. Then you're going to take your PB powder. I do 2 tablespoons of this. It obviously adds more protein to your final product, which I'll never say no to. And I think it gives it that really good peanut butter flavor.
And I'm mixed. I think that it's not bad, but it does not replace normal peanut butter flavor for me. But it's not bad.
And then if you're a protein head like Mr. Jerel is,
I've used a couple. This brownie batter, I've used what's that, Girl Scout cookie, the mint one. They turn out pretty good. It definitely adds a little bit of a whey protein taste to it, but the mix-ins help cover that up. And for me, I like the extra protein.
And then, of course, you're just going to give it a good mix. You're going to cover it, and you're going to stick it in the freezer for at least 6 to 8 hours.
They do quote 24 minimum, but we found that the less time it's frozen, it actually comes out a little bit creamier to where you don't have to use as much milk. When you do the full 24-hour freeze, it's more powdery. So kind of each their own. You get a thicker consistency the longer it's frozen, though.
And this is just your respin. And then we move on to our mix-ins. I like to throw, if I have the fats for it, a full tablespoon of honey peanut butter, creamy, of course. It is probably my favorite thing on the planet besides chocolate.
I think this helps the most with the texture, in my opinion, and the flavor of the Ninja Cream, especially for mine where it has the whey protein in it.
And then I am a mini chocolate chip freak. Jerel likes peanut butter cups, Oreos, things like that. And then you have your final product, and it's dank. This is our Rancherito / Beto's dupe recipe for the chicken and fry burrito. You're going to chop your potatoes. You're going to heat your air fryer to 400, toss them in some olive oil, some seasoned salt, and you're going to cook them for 15 minutes, shake halfway through.
Then this is our chicken. We just marinated it in a picante salsa. And then over here, we pre-measure everything out. Some Colby Jack cheese. We do swap out sour cream for Greek yogurt to lower the fats, raise the protein. And then if you do want it in a burrito, these Rico's tortillas, we get at Smith's. Super good. You just heat them up in the pan. Brianna likes hers without the tortilla. She's more of a chicken and what do they call them, cowboy fries.
I'm a burrito bowl girl without the tortilla.
Then again, you can see we are super precise about every single macro we're putting into our calculations for the day. So everything's got to be exact. We use this scale way too much.
No such thing.
Then obviously build it out. We didn't have, the one thing we forgot on this one was guacamole. So we have made it again since with guacamole, and that actually makes a massive difference in how they taste. But add those fries. I had way too many in mine, but I needed the carbs, and that's how they turned out.
Send it. It was delicious. Oh my goodness.
All right. We just wanted to give a thank you to those that have followed us and are watching the journey. I know it probably hasn't been the most fun so far. This initial month is kind of just getting things going. Hopefully, with what ChatGPT says, the next 4 to 6 weeks will be a lot more visual changes. So we're excited to share that with you guys. And you got anything?
Yeah, I just think the next month is going to be where all the results and the fun stuff starts happening. So we're super, super psyched to have you guys join along and see that with us.
And if you're not yet, subscribe and keep coming back to follow and see how the results come out. Thanks.